Hey, what's up, my DBs? Your boy, Mercenary, and whoa, face cam. I figured I'd do a bit of a different video here today. I'm talking about my thoughts and expectations of Blade. But ooh, all right. I'm here to talk about my thoughts and expectations for Beyblade X, and I wanted to wait a couple days so that hype doesn't influence my thoughts quite as much. But I'm gonna be honest, I've only gotten more hype since because I'm just excited to finally have new stuff come out. So here I've just got a Google slide presentation and I've got some Gurren Lagann OST in the background. Uh, so let's go ahead and start talking about this. I just, as I said, have a Google slide presentation with a couple of images here for me to discuss my thoughts on. So let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I have here the main cast that we're going to be seeing throughout the series, I suppose. I'm not sure how to feel about him yet. I am hoping the anime is good. Here we have Kazami Bird. His head does look like feathers, to be fair. I don't mind him. The more I see pictures of him, the less he looks like Vault Aoi, or whatever his name is from Burst. I didn't watch Burst, so apologize if I got that wrong. Very interesting. He seems like he's going to be the main character. What I see here is, though, is that we got this guy, Common X, or Masked X, if you want to use the English translation of Common. I'm not sure what I think about his helmet here. I like the whole X thing, but I feel like it was just like a black helmet, like that went around his head or something that just had the big red X on it would have been fine. But as is, I don't really like it that much. I wish they had just gotten rid of this like graded whatever that is around his face. And then I believe her name is Nanairo Multi or something like that. And you go check again, maybe, I don't know. She seems fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't care that much. Her hair looks like a seizure, but that's about it. Very cool that the main character's motif is red, but I wonder why they're putting this guy so much in the front compared to the actual main character, because this is the guy who I believe owns Night Shield, which we'll get into the bays themselves later. But yeah, those are my thoughts on these guys. Let's just move ahead. One thing I do want to note first, the launchers, even the ripcord launcher seems super strong this gen, and I really like that. It's gonna be very satisfying. Like, these guys didn't even launch that hard, and the bays were so aggressive and vigorous in the stadium, so that gets me very excited. If we don't have to launch as hard, that of course prevents like wear and tear on the launchers and stuff, but you know, as soon as I get these, I'm ripping them as hard as I can. That's not as hard as I can, but I'm gonna rip them very hard. So, you know, that's just how I play with them. I want to see what they're like at full velocity. I love the action and stuff. So, and yeah, next we have, so Drawn Sword 360F. I really like this design. It's got like the Valkyrie blade design, and then a dragon in the middle, which I really like. The blue dragon with the flames coming out. I guess it's supposed to emulate a sword of some kind, which is pretty cool. I like the emblem design this gen a lot. I know it could be a point of controversy for some people. I also really like the three-pronged launchers. If you watch my videos, you know I drop bays all the time. I have tons and tons of failed launchers. With 3 prongs, it's going to be much like more secure. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. And if that is the case, it feels like it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be, I hope it is the case. I do love that we're bringing back metal, and it's metal with burst contact points. So, or burst plastic gen contact points, if you want to say it like that. Like, these bays are going to hit lethally hard. Like, we didn't get like contact like this season 1 of Metal Fight with metal bays. This is going to be super fun to play with here. Next, my personal favorite of the bays so far, we have Hell Scythe, or Hell's Scythe. I believe it's supposed to be split in the middle there, but yeah, I really like this bay. I love skeletons a lot. You might have seen a long time ago I did sort of sans videos. Some of my earliest videos on my channel, at least after I privated a bunch of stuff. So I really like skeletons. Undertale's old as hell, but I still love Sans. He's one of my favorite video game characters. I wish he was actually a character in Smash Bros. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on Hellscythe. I really like that this is such an aggressive yet also like defensive shape at the same time. Like it's very round, but also it looks like it could do some good damage. And it does seem to me like the two best bays right now are Hellscythe and Drawn Sword. I don't know which is better than the other, but from the videos I've seen, there have been a lot of like battles and stuff, but it just seems like aggressiveness and attack is going to be heavily pushed this gen. Really shying away from that long, drawn out kind of stamina and defense battles that nobody really likes. So yeah, I really love to see that. The part system, by the way, is very interesting. We have the name, which is usually like a creature or something, and then a weapon. Except we have another bay, which I actually forgot to include in this, so I'll probably slice it in at the end or something like that. But there are 5 bays that have been revealed so far, so that's all pretty hype. You know what, before I forget about it, let me just go ahead and cut here and I'll put in some slides for the other stuff. So guys, I've gone ahead and got these slides here that I've been talking about, so let's move on from Hellscythe and talk about the next parts. Here we have, one second, if I could click, here we have Wizard Arrow, the first stamina type we're getting, with a pretty aggressive shape, honestly, for a stamina type. When I first saw there was a scan, like leak, where we saw the silhouette, I personally thought it would be a second attack type, so seeing it be stamina is pretty interesting, but I kind of like it. I really like Wizard Arrow. I know some people don't. I remember I saw the scans and leaks as well, and I was like, is that a tree? Like, what's going on here? But I see it now. It looks really nice. So yeah, it's pretty cool looking stamina type, pretty aggressive. Like everything looks aggressive in this gen, especially defense type. Looks like Gravity Perseus, if you remember that from Metal Fight. This is Night Shield, the first defense type. I'm very excited for him as well. Let's say he's gonna be coming on 380N. I'm not sure what N is supposed to mean. I think I briefly mentioned the parts layout of the blade, the ratchet, and the tip. Ratchet seem to determine height, like 380 is 3 bladed and 80 has to do with the height, I think in millimeters. I might be going with the Metal Fight kind of thing with the millimeters, or I don't know what it actually is meant to be there. We'll find out when we get it. But yeah, so far the heights we have are 60 and 80, so I wonder if there's gonna be a 40, if there's gonna be a 50, if there'll be a 70. We'll just have to wait and find out. So next we have the Start Dash set with the Stadium. I mainly put this here for the Stadium and the string launcher and the grip. The grip we can get on its own in an all gray, I believe, not quite black, it's more of a gray color. And this is the only way to get a string launcher for now. So that's pretty interesting. This set also comes with a recolor of Drawn Sword. It's just a slightly lighter blue, more of a tealy color if you ask me. And here's just a good look at the Stadium. We could see this is going to be a clear Stadium with a black ridge. The ridge is a big part of the gimmick this gen. There are gears on the ridge and there is a gear on the tip. And what it does is it catches that ridge if it gets hit there or if it slides into it. And it clings on, zips way around the Stadium. And that arch in the middle you see, that will blast inwards and hit whatever's in the center, aiming for a knockout or over a knockout. I forgot what the point system is exactly called, or a burst or whatever. These do burst, by the way, so if you were hoping to avoid that, well, sorry. I don't mind it. It looks fun this gen, so I'm just glad we're getting a new gen and the metal contact is back and it's looking beautiful. Also, speaking of which, I think I already mentioned it, but just metal contact with these massive burst contacts in general is super cool. I'm super excited to see how these battles go. Next up here we have the Baylogger and the basic colors for this Extreme Stadium. So I don't like these colors quite that much. The white and green is okay. The green piece makes it look like a frog if you see that, but I mainly want to talk about the bay battle pass. So the battle pass, it's kind of stupid sounding, but the functionality is really cool. I believe Burst had something like this. I forgot what it's called. Maybe the Bay Logger. I don't know. Basically, you launch hard as you can. It'll tell you your RPM. It'll let you launch in real life, and actually, it will launch the bay in a virtual game or simulation of a battle, and you get to battle people worldwide and have a little fun like that. I'm super excited to get one and try it out. In the app, you can get in points, and that's how you will achieve the 5th Beyblade, Cobalt Drake. And this thing looks so cool. This has to be a reference to Dragoon from Plastic Gen. The blades look the same. The avatar looks pretty similar. And this has to be like, I was saying Hell Scythe was my favorite, but this might be it. This thing looks too cool. That blood red, the blue, the dragon in the center looks so cool. It's really tough between this and Hell Scythe for me, but yeah. I believe this comes on the same bottom combo as Drawn Sword. I think it comes on 360F, but oh well, it's just a new blade we get to mess with. So this is going to be a bit annoying for us in America or around the world to get compared to if you're in Japan. In Japan, you get to just have it delivered to your house if you get enough points in the app. But for us Americans, that's not quite going to be the case. We're going to have to go through a couple more hoops. For instance, I know someone who has a plug in Japan. He's also doing the same thing where if we're going to play the game, we're going to get it shipped to that plug in Japan, and then we're going to have them ship it to us so that we can play. I'm going to try and aim for a couple of these personally. One to use and have fun with. Another to keep nice and minty clean, because these are painted. This is the first painted wheel I believe we're going to get access to. Actually, this might be the first or second, because there is a gold variant of Night Shield that I did forget to include in this, but it is out there. It's a gold, like, instead of, I think it's just the metal is painted gold, and I think maybe the emblem might have gold armor instead of silver. I haven't looked properly at it for a minute, but that's going to be like the first limited bay. This is technically also limited bay, the Cobalt Drake, but they're both pretty cool. So yeah, let's move on just to some closing statements. And here we see the 4 first bays laid out in front of us, and this is where I want to say, temper your expectations. Don't look at it and be like, oh, there's not going to be any innovation. This gimmick's going to get old so quick. These bays are too basic. How are they going to make new parts and things? This is the pre-hybrids. This is the first layer, single layers. This is the first season. It's not going to be perfect yet. We're going to need time for it to cook, right? Let them cook, all right? Takara, I'm sure, knows what they're doing. This is just like a pre-hybrid. I'm sure later down the line, it's going to get like Metal Fight, or like later in Burst, where you can separate the contact and the core. You could have more customizability. There's going to be new tips, new ratchets, new systems, everything. It's only going to get better from here. That's all I could say. For the first couple months, I'm sure it'll be super dry. I'm sure it's going to be so dry. Waiting for new parts to come out. And it's going to take time for sure. But by the time we do get it, it's going to be so cool. It'll be so hype. I cannot wait to get my hands on these. There are tons of stores, US stores stocking them. You can get them from Bai if you can find them there. They're sold out in a lot of places, I believe, but don't worry about prices right now. Give it like a month or two. Once these things are actually fully released, prices are going to plummet. You can get as many of these as you want. You do not need to pay the premium to get these day one, right? I will, because I want to make content on them. I need to make content on them. Because of Beyblade X, I believe some of my views have just plummeted. But besides that, you see it here. There's not much more for me to say. The point system is very cool. I didn't talk about that yet. The point system, I really like it. Much more prioritizes attacking and winning by knockout. And I love that about this gen. I'm so excited. I can't wait to try different things. As soon as I get them, I'm gonna try a mobile defense. I'm gonna try different balance combos, different attack combos, do as much as I can with the parts we're gonna get here. Yeah, I'm pumped. This is the most hyped I've ever been for Beyblade. This is the most hyped I've been in a while, honestly. The last thing to get me this pumped was God of War Ragnarok, as weird as that might sound to you. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it from your boy Mercenary. Remember to check out Exotics' server and his eBay down in the description below. I'm sure he's going to be selling these as soon as he can. He wants to make a profit, I know that much. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification for my thoughts on Beyblade X. I'm definitely not going to be the update guy. Don't come to me for news. Because the way I am, I know if I'm there waiting for news and something drops, I'm going to be pumped. I'm going to be fist high, raging into the video. And I didn't want to do that on the night of. I wanted to be chill and mellowed out first because, you know, I want to give it time for me to think about it. And the more I think about it, yeah, I'm excited. I cannot wait. And I hope you guys are there to see it with me. So guys, I'll see you next time.